Good morning, Anne.
Good morning, James.
And good morning, everybody. Hopefully, as always, you are all having a wonderful weekend, a wonderful week, whenever it is that you are listening. So here we are again, Anne, Sunday morning.
Yes, it's been a wonderful week, hasn't it?
It has sunshine galore.
Makes you feel wonderful.
It does. Summertime.
Yeah, summertime.
Absolutely. Are you happy to begin?
I am, yes.
Brilliant.
I am.
Where shall we start this morning?
I was speaking to somebody this week,
Okay.
one of my clients, I was speaking to them, and we were speaking about relationships
Okay, yeah.
and gossip.
Right, gossip.
Came into it.
Okay.
And I think everybody likes a bit of gossip. You know, it's not
Yeah.
not always, gossip isn't always negative, is it? Sometimes
No.
people like to gossip a little bit.
There's something social about it, in sharing news, thoughts and opinions.
Absolutely, yeah. And so it got me thinking about gossip. What is gossip?
Yeah.
When I first got married, and my parents, as people know who've listened to the podcast, is my parents had a pub when I got married. I got married from a pub.
Yeah.
And in that pub, we had a lady called Annie, who was in her 80s, and she was the barmaid.
Yes.
And
And
Annie,
she worked with old Joe.
She worked with old Joe. No, she was in the next pub.
Oh, right, sorry.
Annie wasn't.
Right, okay.
No, Annie's a different one in her 80s.
Okay.
And she worked in the Wagon and Horses.
Right.
And lived off Dane Road. Well, I'd just got married and we were looking for a house. I was only 19.
Okay.
And the council had just offered mortgages at 6%.
Wow, okay.
And they were 100% mortgages.
Right, okay.
It's the first time mortgages
Yeah.
were thought of in that, because I'm talking about now from
So a real opportunity.
Yeah, 1959.
Yeah,
Where
exciting.
you didn't have the opportunity to buy your own houses, the
Yeah.
same then. So my husband and I, with my parents' advice, decided that we would go for one of these mortgages.
Right.
So we had to look for a house. So we found a house on Dane Road. Now remember, we're in a pub situation, and the pub is part of the community in those days, and
Yes.
everybody's in, and
Yep.
everybody knows everybody else.
Yep.
And Annie said, you're going for the house, aren't you, 49 Dane Road? So I said, yes, that's where we are going for it. So she said, oh, you've got Mrs. Graham next door.
Mrs. Graham, right.
Oh.
Sounds ominous.
And it was like that, and it was
Yeah.
like that, and I thought, oh, who's Mrs.
right.
Graham? Now, Mrs. Graham had a grandson who was in the Navy,
Okay.
who was gorgeous young man.
Right.
I didn't fancy him more than my husband, but he was a gorgeous young man.
Right, okay. Okay.
And fun, great fun
Yep.
in the Navy. But
Yep.
he wasn't home very often.
Okay.
But Mrs. Graham had a son-in-law called Idris, who went
Idris.
out and got drunk every night.
Okay.
And his wife had died in childbirth.
Okay.
He was son-in-law, but he lived. So I have to tell you this part.
This is all the gossip, is it?
This is what they're telling me.
Right,
you see.
okay, yeah. The
And
backstory.
she's awful. She's a terrible woman. And I thought, well, how does she have such a nice grandson? And she's so terrible. Was my
Right.
thought.
Okay.
19, I'm not thinking
it didn't
through.
go together.
So I was scared of Mrs. Graham.
And you've
Before
never
I
met her.
never met her.
Right.
Not bought
Her
the house yet.
reputation preceded her.
Absolutely, 100%. So we buy the house. I have my first child there.
Right.
And my first child is unbelievable. And one of the first wonderful child you can have.
Okay.
Didn't cry, slept through the night. Until she got measles. And every night Mrs. Graham would literally fight with Idris.
Okay.
They'd fight each other. These things were being thrown. And
So Idris was the one who was drinking.
Yeah, he's the one that's drinking as soon as he came home from the pub. So every night we had this fight going on. But I was scared of her.
Yeah.
And anyway, this particular night, one night, Julie had measles and she cried during the night.
Right.
And Mrs. Graham banged on my wall.
Right.
And I'm pregnant with my second baby.
Okay.
So hormones are flowing.
Yeah.
So I go downstairs, climb on a windowsill, and I'm scared of heights. Can't even walk I can't even climb a stool.
And you're pregnant.
And I'm pregnant.
Right, okay.
Jill's due in a couple of months.
Very pregnant.
With a very pregnant, with a broom.
Okay.
And bang on her back with bedroom window.
Right.
She, So she opens the window. It's like
Yeah.
over the garden wall.
Yeah.
What do you think you're doing? And I said, no, what do you think you're doing banging on my wall?
Yeah.
I've listened to you every night fight. And now because my child's poorly, you're banging on my wall.
Yeah.
So she said, well, she's making a noise. I said, you've made more noise. And if you keep banging on my wall, I'll bang through your window next time, which is completely against my nature.
Right.
So I climbed
You'd
down.
well and truly had enough.
Well and truly.
Yeah.
So then I was more scared.
Well, you picked a fight, hadn't you?
So every time I
You
saw...
poked the bear.
Every time I saw Mrs. Graham
Yeah.
across the road, because I was frightened.
Right.
Anyway, I have my second child who's born with the hair, lip and cleft palate, who it's taking 4 hours to feed her.
Yeah.
And she's crying all the time.
Okay.
So 4 weeks in, I get a knock in the middle of the night on my front door,
Right.
carrying Jill, who's still crying and who I'm still trying to feed, and I'm absolutely exhausted.
Yeah.
And I go downstairs and I open the door, and Mrs. Graham stood there.
Right.
I'm carrying the baby, nearly having a heart attack because Mrs. Graham stood there.
Okay.
And she said, give her to me, you've had enough. Give her to me. You can't carry on like this. Go back to bed, I'll take her.
Oh.
And she became my greatest friend.
Oh, that's lovely.
And Jill absolutely loved her. My daughter loved her. She always called her Graham.
Oh.
But if anything happened with Jill,
Yeah.
she went to Graham. She didn't come to me.
Mrs. Graham. Oh.
And that taught me such a lesson at such a young age
Yes.
that Mrs. Graham died when she was in her 80s and she was still my best friend. And we'd moved house then, and I used to go up every day because she was in bed downstairs and she was poorly.
Right.
And I used to go up, and to the day she died, she was my best friend.
Oh, that's lovely.
So what I'm trying to say is how somebody can destroy relationships, really, with things they say about somebody.
Yeah, it's a really good point.
And
What's
we-
said behind people's backs
Yes.
often isn't the truth of who
No.
they are.
No,
Or maybe it's only a part of who they are. And there's a lot more to them.
yes. And there was a lot more to her.
Absolutely. Oh, that's a lovely story.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you, Anne.
it's okay. I can remember one time that Jill went down the road at the side where Annie lived
Right.
and decided, she was 5, and decided she liked to lift some coping stones. My children were playing out on the streets and on their own.
They are very heavy.
Yes. So she dropped it on her foot.
Ouch.
So she came home and came in the house and crying.
Right.
And said, I've hurt my foot, I've hurt my foot. And me being very sympathetic said, well, you walked home, so it can't be that bad.
Tough love.
Yeah, tough love. And she took her shoe off, and Julie had come home with her.
Right.
And Julie was talking about this the other week, and she took her shoe off and her toe burst. Completely burst.
Ouch.
And the first thing she said was, I don't want you, I want Graham.
She wanted Mrs. Graham.
Yeah. So it showed, it taught, you know, I've been
Yeah.
thinking about this because there's so much gossip about, isn't there now? Not only in relationship to people,
Yeah.
friends, families,
Yeah.
within governments, within, you know, people making decisions. We don't really know what's going on in this world, do we? What's truth and what's fiction?
I mean, that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
That really is the question. And I suppose with people, there will always be grey areas, and it will always be debatable as to what is truth and fiction, dependent upon how people feel and what they've experienced and the stories that they share, because we all experience life differently and subjectively. It does make me think, Anne, and I have thought about it also myself. I feel most people are judged by their worst days, and I don't think that's fair. We all have days in our life, or moments in our life, of which we've learned a tremendous amount, but they don't necessarily show us at our best. And if we didn't have those moments, we wouldn't have ever learnt anything, and we wouldn't have the opportunity to feel growth or change in any way. But often we are judged, people judge us and we judge other people. And in the public eye, people are judged by moments in their life when they could have, for 20 years, done so much good. Yet
Yes.
they make one mistake or they say one thing, which might be awful I'm not suggesting any one particular action by any one individual is right just because it's only done once. Not at all. But often we forget the good and we single out moments. And really, if the spotlight of scrutiny was applied to any one of us, we all have moments in our lives when, in isolation, those moments just taken on their own, they wouldn't necessarily show who we are. And if without the full context and without what has led up to it and what comes after it and everybody else involved, it doesn't give a true reflection. In fact, often it doesn't give the right reflection, never mind a true reflection. It can be completely misinterpreted. Maybe that's what happened to Mrs. Graham. People hear noise and people make assumptions, and maybe sometimes people's face or what somebody said, or maybe somebody has an axe to grind. Yes. All of these can amalgamate into almost myth about people.
Yes.
A persona, a legend sometimes, which can mean that people judge people unfairly. And I think we do a lot of that. And I think we also do that in our lives with people in the public eye.
Yes.
Because not every celebrity is self-absorbed and completely fixated on beauty and money and fame. Many are,
yes,
but many do a lot of good. They use their position in the spotlight to highlight causes or campaigns. They donate lots of their money and they use a lot of their time to help people, quite often behind the scenes without lots of people knowing. Not every politician is corrupt. Not every single one. There are many good people that go into politics because they want to change the world, or they want to change their community. They want to represent the people that they live with. They want to do some good in this world, and they see politics as an arena to make real change. Now, it may not work out like that, but there is that intention with many individuals, at least at the start. Not every solicitor is corrupt. Some are, but some people get into law because they are passionate about justice. Not every policeman is corrupt or policewoman is corrupt. Some people want to protect people. Not every teacher is corrupt. Some teachers love children and love education. And not every nurse, not every doctor, not every pharmacist is corrupt. Some people really want to help people and heal people. What we've done rightly is identify where things are not right. And when I say we, that's the great grand we. Things aren't working and they're not working well.
No.
But we have also forgotten that there are many good people who are in situations where they're doing their best and they genuinely want things to be better. But for many reasons, it doesn't feel like it can be better at this time. But we shouldn't forget that there are many people in this world who are doing the best they can every single day, and often unsaid, behind the scenes. And we have people like that in our lives. And I hope that can be all of us. I have no doubt, all of you listening, it's at least all of us some of the time. And if we put our minds to it, it could be all of us most of the time, if we choose to open ourselves up and think about how we can make a difference in this world without trying to be grandiose or receive adulation for it. Simple, small acts every day can make a huge difference in somebody else's day. Like Mrs. Graham, which is not a small thing, but in the moment it's a small decision, which is huge really. Yes. But to say, let me give you a break. Yeah. Let me give you a break. Come here, give it to me. Now, it's a simple thing to do, but it means so much. And it changed not just that moment, it changed the life of your daughter, it changed your life, and I have no doubt it changed Mrs. Graham's life. Yeah. And I don't know this, but it may well have improved. This is me being optimistic and maybe slightly romantic, but it may well have improved her relationship with Idris and other people in her lives because it maybe softened her.
Yeah. Because people didn't know that her daughter-in-law moved in with her when they had to have their first child.
Yes.
And the child died and she died.
Yes.
And the daughter and the child both died.
Yeah.
And she still had Idris living with her, who was an alcoholic.
Yeah, which is not easy, is it, for anybody? That's really not easy.
All the time. So it wasn't easy for her. But I'd like to talk about, because when we're talking about things like this, we don't talk about, most people talk about the bad things, don't they? Like you've just been saying, these are the problems within society and the problems.
And we're right to point them out.
And we are right to point them out.
And all of you listening, it's absolutely right to point out what's not right.
But what I'm trying to say is we forget to mention, because we're so upset by these things, we forget to mention the good parts.
Absolutely, yes.
And we've had an example of this week, haven't we? With our water.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
because everything blew, didn't it?
The fuse box blew, yes.
We didn't know what to do. And everything blew. And we were going last week when we were going away. And
yes, we were getting ready to go away.
Ready to go away. And we just didn't know what to do. So we actually rang Andrew, didn't we? A friend of ours.
Yes.
Who was a good Samaritan and was ringing his friends who were electricians to tell us what to do. And you're inside cupboards, weren't you?
It was like 101 Dalmatians, where all the dogs woof to eat the dog in the next door's yard or whatever, and then the woof chain goes down. Well, this was the plumber chain, where they were passing on the messages down the line.
Plumber and the electrician passing messages down. Yeah, and you were saying there's too many coats in this cupboard because you couldn't find the meter. Yeah, it's like one of those cartoon scenes.
It was a bit like a sitcom. Yeah,
it was a sitcom. Yes. But he came out and he's been out and he's sorted it, and I've had to have a new tap and we've had to have everything taken out. But it's an accumulation of things, isn't it, that we can make into the greatest tragedy. Guess what happened to me?
Yeah.
Or we can see the funny side of it, of crawling in and out of cupboards. And to put a new tap on for me last week, he's had to go on his stomach and get underneath the sink to try and fit it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Andrew, and very well done. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's people out there who are helping people all the time, and we're very fortunate. We have a large group of people who help us within the community.
Absolutely. Many of you listening this morning.
And
absolutely.
And sometimes people forget that because nothing's in isolation.
No.
I'm talking to you now. I'm talking to you only from my life experience of people who have helped me and done things for me.
100%, yes.
And we couldn't run these children's parties, which we're going to have another wonderful one, aren't we, in summer?
We are, July, yes.
What's that going to be? Heroes?
I think it's going to be superheroes. Summertime superheroes.
Which will be brilliant.
We can get everybody in fancy dress.
Yeah.
Including you, Jackie. Yeah. Everybody in fancy dress, and it's an opportunity for all the wonderful children and families to come as superheroes. And it doesn't necessarily just have to be, Marvel or DC superheroes, although absolutely Wonder Woman and Batman and Spider-Man welcome, absolutely. Yeah. But people can come as their superheroes. It could be a sports person, it could be somebody from history, it could be somebody's grandma or nana or somebody's big brother. There's an opportunity to be any superhero.
Yeah, because sometimes people think outside the box, don't they?
Absolutely.
We had somebody come last time what did she come as? The nurse? Christine.
Mother Teresa.
Oh, Mother Teresa. She came as Mother Teresa.
And you came as one of the suffragettes.
I did,
Emily Pankhurst.
I did, yeah. Who I admire very much, Emily Pankhurst.
I agree. I agree, yeah.
But I've never seen so many tea towels in my life as Christine had on.
Yeah.
Mother
Teresa.
Mother Teresa, yes. So I think so what I'm saying is, I hope that people will start to, we have to have both, don't we? How can we know bad if we don't? How can we know bad if we don't know good?
That's a very good point. Well, you can't. Subjectively, relatively speaking, you can't know one without the other.
No.
It's a spectrum of experience. Each implies the other. And what we call good one moment, we may not call good the next.
True.
Yeah. When we're very hot, really hot, like it's been in the past week or so, we long for it to be cool and cold.
Yes.
When it's very cold, we long for it to be hot.
Yes.
When it doesn't rain all summer, we pray for rain. And when it rains non-stop, we pray for sunshine. The point being, the situation, the context changes, and what we would call good or bad can change. Although there are certain actions that we very much are here to change on this earth, which is whether it rains or whether the sun is out. There are certain actions that are never good and never right.
No.
And that's what sometimes people mix up in terms of what we experience every day. The trials and tribulations, the ups and downs, the roller coaster of life is not evil.
No.
There's something else. And that's what has to stop. So yes, the opportunity every single day to find humour in situations rather than tragedy. I suppose we can see ourselves either the protagonist in our lives or playing our part in the play of life as part of a tragedy or a comedy.
Yes.
And often there isn't much difference other than what we choose to call it and how we choose to react.
Yes.
You know,
Humour is so important.
absolutely. Absolutely. And often humour is born out of the most adverse situations, the most challenging moments. And humour is at its most poignant in releasing that energy and giving people a way to break the ice and to release the feelings and to draw people together. The warmth of laughter, it can heal any situation. I mean, there are situations of which, you know, laughter is not appropriate, but what we're saying is that let's bring back the wit, the fun,
Yeah.
the vitality of life, where people are less offended about life and more interested in life, where we're not judging people by what they're doing. We're looking at their intentions. We're looking at how somebody is behaving and, more importantly, why it is that they are behaving that way. And let's look to understand each other, because it's in that understanding that we see the humanity.
Yeah.
In the actions, we see something we like or we don't like.
Yeah.
And it's easy to dismiss somebody because we dismiss the action. Sometimes that's necessary.
Yeah.
But often we forget there's a reason why somebody's doing what they're doing.
Yes.
And if we can look to that, while still making it clear we don't like the action, we can see the human being and how we treat other people. When we are at our best, we can treat other people, if we're honest with ourselves, if we're really honest with ourselves, how we ourselves would like to be treated.
Yes.
And if we would like people to understand us, do we look to understand other people? If we would like people to give us time, do we give other people time? And if we would like people to see the best in us, if we would like people to recognise us, to see us, to feel us, and to give us love, are we willing to express that, to open ourselves up towards that to other people? Are we truly ready, willing and able to take responsibility and be brave, be courageous, to treat each other how we ourselves would like to be treated?
I think what you've just said about humour is very important, but I think one of the most important things about humour is learning to laugh at yourself.
It's not always easy.
Which is one of the hardest things, to be honest.
But it's a real, it's a game changer.
It is a game changer.
It really is.
When I was first started nursing, I was on casualty and I was on the amputation clinic.
Okay.
Now I'm 17 because I started as a nurse at 16.
Right.
I'm 17 and I'm running the amputation clinic.
Yeah.
And got a young lad, same age as me, who's had his leg amputated in a motorbike accident.
Right.
Had a motorbike accident and his leg's been amputated. Not got the prosthesis yet, he's just got the leg. And he says to me, "Do you want to go dancing?"
Right. He's got one leg.
He's got one leg. He's only just had it done.
So
It's
you're
not
in the
real
hospital?
property. I'm in the hospital.
Right, okay.
I'm tending it. I'm doing his leg. "Do you want to come dancing to the Locarno?" So I went, "What do you mean dancing?" So he said, "Do you want to come with me? Can you jive?" So I said, "No, I'll teach you how to jive." So I said, "You've got one leg." He said, "The man don't move."
Right.
It's only the woman who moves in jiving, which on Strictly they don't. The men move a lot, but men don't move in jiving if you're jiving properly.
Right, okay.
They take the woman around or lift the woman and everything.
Okay.
So he said, "I don't have to move. I can only teach you." And I went to the Locarno with this lad, and we're in the middle of the floor in the Locarno with hundreds of people there, and he's teaching me how to jive. Well, we've never laughed so much. Because he was having to try and keep steady.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hold him up as well as he's trying me to jive. And it teaches you such a lot.
So he danced his sock off.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And how brave he was, how brave that lad was.
Absolutely, yeah.
That to go with that.
Yeah.
Just had his leg off. Good looking young man who
Yeah.
is never going to walk the same again.
No.
And yet that's what he did.
Straight back at it.
Yeah. So
Yeah, absolutely. What
so
a
the
wonderful
humour
story.
kept humour kept him going.
Yeah.
And if we don't have it,
It's so true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes, often, if we're honest, if we don't laugh, we'd cry.
yes.
So laughter is that medicine. So let's choose to laugh
Yeah.
as much as possible and make each other laugh.
In times of tragedy, the music is funny, isn't it? You know, the songs, they write funny songs when it's like during the war.
Oh, right. Now,
Yeah.
I understand what you mean. Yeah, right, okay. I wasn't sure where you were going with
Yeah,
that.
no,
but yeah,
they
right,
are,
okay.
you know, they have to upbeat, to make
Yeah,
people
keeping
laugh
people's
and to keep them
spirits
going.
up. Yeah,
And comedy at that time
yeah.
was quite coarse, really, during those times. But that's what you have to do, take people's mind off, quite often off what we're doing.
It's to unlock this. I do feel what counterbalances it is the wherewithal to choose to accept and embrace life fully, which means there will be trials and tribulation, there will be adversity, life will be hard at times, and that will allow humour to be unlocked. It will allow growth. It will allow a character to be formed. It will allow a coming of age, a deepening of wisdom, stories that mean something, relationships and bonds that last. When people don't face life, everything in their life is shallow.
Yes.
So being open to life means you're going to have the most wonderful adventure. But there will be tears.
Yes.
There will be goodbyes. There will be disappointments. It will be difficult. There will be pain. But there will be joy. There will be laughter. There will be love. There will be dancing. There will be opportunity. There will be stories to tell, memories to make, people to love, animals to love.
Yes.
Life will open up. Is it worth it? Only you can decide. Life is to be lived, not to be watched, to be lived. So before it is too late, and it is never too late, it is never too late to live, no matter how old you are, who you are, what you look like, where you're from, what other people think of you. Now is as good a time as any to choose to start living your life.
Yeah.
And seize the moment to take that girl to the dance floor at the Locarno and jive away or whatever it might be. And it takes courage to do that, because it's not always easy to ask somebody. It's not always easy to learn a new skill or to take a new job or to travel somewhere or to move house or to do anything. Anything that we don't know has that uncertainty around it. Anything new is both exciting and scary because of the unknown.
It is, yeah.
And life requires courage, bravery to go round that corner, to go over that hill, to go where no man has gone before. Yeah, that final frontier, to have that spirit of adventure.
That's life, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. That is life. That has been the story of humanity. Human beings venturing, exploring, moving, living, multiplying, setbacks, bouncing back. It's dialed in to the resilience of the human being, that at its most challenged, the human being has the capacity to find its greatest gifts and strength. And we are at that. We are really at that apex again. We are at that point like never before. So it's incumbent upon all of us to seize the moment, to draw upon what is best within each of us and magnify it forwards and give other people the permission to do the same and light up this world and show humanity is of value and the human story has only just begun and the future's bright.
And I think, I always have to think to myself is, what we should always look at is, are we laughing at somebody or are we laughing with somebody? And there's a big difference in that.
Yeah.
Are you with me? And if you fell over now, I would laugh.
Yeah.
But I'm not laughing at you. It's because I can't help laughing.
Yeah.
Don't matter, because I laugh with nerves.
Yeah.
Lots of people do laugh with nerves because they don't know what to do or what to say. But for me, if I see somebody fall, I find the action of falling so funny.
Yeah.
You know, when somebody's trying to save themselves, when you should be thinking, oh, I've got to catch them, I've got to catch them, are they all right?
Yeah.
I start laughing because it's watching them trying to save themselves.
Yeah.
But
I know what you
that
mean,
might come from me when I was a child. It was like a slapdash.
Yeah.
Comedy was slapdash, if you remember.
Yeah.
Hitting people and knocking people over or taking the hats off.
It's farcical, isn't it?
It's farcical, farcical, So sometimes we don't know the difference, do we?
I think often, like you're explaining yourself, we don't need to explain ourselves.
No.
If something's funny, it's funny.
It's funny, yeah.
And if something isn't funny to somebody, it isn't funny. You know, that's life.
Yeah.
And
But we need more of it.
I absolutely, please don't think that I'm discouraging
Yeah.
it. I do think we need to lighten up, because humour and comedy is linked to creativity as well. So we're shutting people down. We need it. We need it. What I'm not keen on is the silliness. I think humour linked to story and meaning.
Yes.
I don't mean it heavy always, but I mean the best humour for me is always...
Only Fools and Horses.
I do love Only Fools and Horses, but that's a fantastic example, because it's
Yeah,
only ever
exactly.
one scene away from what making you cry also.
Yes.
Because it's not frivolous. It's extremely funny and absolutely down to earth and real. But the real relationships that are echoing something that's really human about that time, and to be honest, about the human condition, about life and meaning, particularly male relationships. There's something deeply profound and true, as well as really funny. I mean, it's brilliant. It's
And
absolutely
Dad's
brilliant.
Army.
Dad's Army, yeah, what a classic. So yeah,
And
absolutely.
it wouldn't be allowed today, would it? It wouldn't even be allowed to be made today, Dad's Army. Because some of the expressions that they use in it.
We're doomed, Captain Mannering, we're doomed. Yeah. It's a bit before my time, but my dad used to watch it, and I've watched it a little bit sometimes on UK Gold, I think. Yeah, it's life, isn't it? It's life. It really is life. It's life, meaning, story, and what unites us all in any given moment, and we can find commonality in that. We laugh because we know it's true, and we also know it could be us. I think a part of the laughter is, it's not me. Like if somebody else is falling, thank God that wasn't me. I think there is some sort of reciprocal experience of that could have been me.
Yes.
And that's important, because we know that we are only one step away from being the next person that falls, and then somebody else will be laughing, and then we could laugh at ourselves. Well, there we go. I hope all of you have drawn some inspiration from this morning, and have much in your life, or at least something in your life that can make you smile, maybe even make you laugh, and many people in your lives that you can share stories with,
And most of all,
and have wonderful times with.
To judge for yourselves
Yes.
on somebody else.
Yeah.
Never listen to somebody else's gossip.
Yes. Take people as you find them.
Yeah. Judge your book by its cover, not by what somebody else says.
No,
Don't
judge your book by its cover. Yeah.
Don't judge your book by its cover.
Yeah.
Read it yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let the contents of one's character express itself, and let's give people the opportunity to shine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Another Sunday gone.
Another Sunday. Brilliant. Well, thank you, Anne, and thank you all of you listening this morning. We really do appreciate all of your support, all of your comments and questions, and I know that, and you've seen it as well, Anne.
Yes.
Many of you have been sharing your thoughts and memories, your favourite flavour ice creams on the back of last week as well, and films and such.
And
So,
if you'd like to send more questions to us, we'll do another question and answer
please
with your
do.
questions. Please do it.
If you'd like any questions answered, we can maybe compile some questions for another Q&A in the weeks and months to come.
Yes.
Yeah, we can do that. Good. Brilliant. So thank you for your support. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, all of that. It really does help. And have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday, a wonderful rest of the week. And as always, we look forward to being with you and speaking with you again next Sunday morning.
Bye.
Brilliant. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.